Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm Abid Rida Babil, chemistry teacher for GSCH 101. This is lesson number 2 for the module number 5, thermochemistry. In this video, we will learn the Hess's law and the calculation of enthalpy by direct and indirect method. Enthalpy means H is a terminology used to calculate the flow of heat from or inside the system. So you cannot calculate the absolute heat of any system, but you can calculate the change in heat. So that's why we say delta H, change in enthalpy, and it will be equal to the enthalpy of the product minus the enthalpy of the reactant. The difference of enthalpy will tell the delta H. So delta H is just quantify the heat flow into or out of the system. Okay, and it occurs at the constant pressure. Means pressure is not changing, only the energy is changing. Now take the example here. This is a graphical presentation. Enthalpy is increasing, and we take the H2O as a solid. So H2O as a solid means it is ice. Ice change to liquid means change to water, means ice is melting. So when the ice will melt, heat will be absorbed. Heat will absorb in this endothermic reaction, and the heat is absorbed by the system. This is by the system, and from the surrounding it is absorbing, and the quantity is given 6.01 kilojoule per mole. So here the energy is increased, so that's why it is going up. That's why it's going up here, this direction. Now another example, these are the reactants. Methane is burning in the presence of oxygen, and the energy is decreasing, changing to carbon dioxide and the water. So heat is given off, means it is going out, means decreasing. It is done by the system and to the surrounding, and this is the quantity of heat given out. So when you say this is the heat increase, means it is greater than 0, delta H is more than 0. Okay, delta H is positive. It is written here positive. We didn't write here positive. Okay, it is positive here. And if the energy is decrease, heat is loss, it is exothermic, and delta H will be less than 0. It is minus. Okay, and it is called exothermic. This is minus is given here. This is minus 890 exothermic. So these are the way to write the delta H to understand. But main thing is that product minus reactant. Energy of product minus energy of the reactant will give you the change in the energy. Okay, now we learn the law, Hess's law for the thermodynamics. Okay, Hess's law is an important law. It helps us to calculate the enthalpies during the reaction. So Hess's law says, very simple law, it says that if a reaction take place in the series of steps, then each step will have a change in enthalpy, and then same reaction goes in one step and finishes. So this will be the total net energy change. This will be equal to the sum of all the steps. So let's see this. When the reactants are converted into product, the change in enthalpy of the same whether the reaction take place in one step or in a series of steps. See the example here. A changes to B, and then B changes to C, and C changes to D. 3 steps are there. First step, change in energy delta H1. Second step, change in enthalpy is delta H2. Third step will give the delta H3. And the same reaction is taking place in one step. A is directly changing to D, and the delta H is, this is delta H. Okay, the net delta H. So this will be equal to delta H plus 1, delta H1 plus delta H2 plus delta H3 will be equal to delta H. So because this equation is in the box, so this will be useful for do the calculation. So Hess's law is very simple. If a reaction is taking place in a series of steps, then the net change will be equal to the total of the change. So, and the same law is given here by this another method, that is if suppose a reaction take place from AB change to C and D. So this is called standard enthalpy of the reaction. This we will learn in detail in the next step, but here just take the formula. The formula is here, the delta H. Rxn means delta H of a reaction. Rxn means the reaction, that product, total of the change of heat of formation of the product minus, this is minus here, equal to the total of sum of heat of formation of all the reactants. So if you see this reaction A, B change to C and D, so C and D, the total change of enthalpy of the product, this one, part 1, minus the total change of enthalpy of the reactant. Okay, so product minus reactant. So this is product minus or reactants. This is the meaning here, which we already learned also. So there are two methods to calculate. Number one, delta H1. This is delta H1 plus delta H2 plus delta H3 change to delta H. Okay, and other method is that we calculate the heat of formation of product minus heat of formation of the reactant. This will give you again same thing, delta H, but it is called for the reaction. Same thing, both are reaction, both are same thing, both delta H, all the delta H are same, but just the terminology is changed. Sometime it is called delta HF, means this is the formation, I'll teach you after this, and Rxn means delta H for the reaction, or simply say delta H, so it means the same, reaction or formation, it could be there. So now again we have to see this energy increases or decreases. This is solid water. Solid water means it is ice. Ice change to water means melting. So heat is absorbed. It is means heat is increasing by the system from the surrounding, and this is the quantity of heat. So this is plus delta H. So it is delta H is greater than 0. So it is plus delta H, means it is positive. This is positive here. So this is called the endothermic. And this is the reaction. Same, this in the chemical form the reaction is given and the delta H is also given. Either you write, we will write in this method only, writing the equation at the end we say delta H. This is our method of reaction. This is called graphical representation. By the graph we represent that ice change to water, ice change to water. And this is also again a mathematical way of writing that it is greater than 0 means it is plus delta H, or it is called endothermic. All information are same but written in 3 different ways, and this is just description here. Energy is absorbed by 1 mole of ice and change into liquid at 0 degree 1 atmosphere, and this quantity of heat required. So this is the description. This is the description. So either you understand the description, or you understand the graph, or you understand this mathematics, or you understand this chemistry method of writing the equation. All are same thing. Another, now it is an exothermic. So here what is happening here, methane is burning, this methane burning in the presence of oxygen, and energy is decreasing, producing carbon dioxide and water. So heat is given off, energy is coming out, and by the system to the surrounding, system is giving the energy to the surrounding, and the minus is there. So minus means this is exothermic. Okay, this is exothermic, delta H minus means exothermic, or we can say it is less than 0, or simply say minus delta H. Okay, so this is negative, so this will be the negative here. Okay, this is this graphical presentation that methane is burning. This is mathematical representation. This exothermic reaction, minus delta H, less than 0 delta H, and this is the description. 890 kilojoule is released for 1 mole of the methane to burn in the presence of oxygen. This is called combustion. 25 degrees centigrade, 1 atmosphere, energy is given, and this is also exothermic. And this is the chemistry way of writing. Methane plus oxygen change to carbon dioxide and water, and minus 890.4 kilojoule per mole energy is given out. So this is exothermic example. Now to solve the problem we have to observe some points. The next step will solving the problem on this equation. This equation, say this equation. Here this is number 1, we will solve by this, and then after this we will solve by product minus or reactant. Both will be done one by one. So to do this, we need to understand 4 points. Number 1 point is that when you write the chemical equation, this 2 means the number of mole. This point number 1. And here you see this is 2 mole. So this is balancing the equation, and this coefficient, stoichiometric coefficient, is called number of mole. This point number 1 is finished. Now point number 2 says, if you reverse a reaction, the sign of the delta H will be also reversed. So now we look here, this water is a solid means this ice is changing to liquid water, normal water, so delta H is positive here. Let me write the positive to make you understand. And when you make the reverse the equation, the liquid water, when you freezing it, it changed to ice, so solidification is taking place. These both reactions are opposite of each other. Number 1 is opposite of the number 2, and then the sign is also different. It was plus changed to minus. So if you reverse a reaction, let me write it for you again here to explain you this thing. Suppose you say here A plus B change to C plus D. For example, we say delta H is equal to, I'm writing plus for you, you don't need to write plus, just you explain you 100 kilojoule per mole. So kilojoule per mole. Reverse this reaction. Now we reverse this reaction, C plus D change to A plus B. We reverse the equation. So when you reverse the equation, delta H will also, the sign will become minus 100 kilojoule, 100 kilojoule per mole. So this is the meaning. So point 2 is finished, and this is point 2. If you reverse the reaction, the sign of delta H will be also opposite, plus to minus, minus to plus. Point number 3 says, if you multiply or divide or do any change in one side, it is not good. You have to do on both the side. Okay. Similarly, suppose this is the example here. You take this same example. Suppose this is your complete equation. If you want to multiply by 2, then you have to take the bracket. This complete goes in the bracket, and you can say multiply by 2 complete. So if this equation is here, and if this equation here, this is solid to liquid, this equation is bringing here and is multiplying by 2. So you put 2 here and put 2 here to multiply, and also multiply the delta H also without changing the sign, just multiply by the number. So these 3 points are there. I hope you understand. The next 4th point is very easy. Up till now you were writing the equations without this stating the physical states of the reactant and the product. Before you were writing like this. Suppose I give you again the example. Suppose you say A plus B change to C plus D. Now you have to write either it is solid, liquid or gas. Suppose this B is solid, C is liquid, so you write L liquid, and D is gas, so you write the gas. So same thing is shown here. In this module you have to write the water is solid means this is ice, water is liquid means this is normal water, water is gas means it is steam. So because of this change in state, the numbers of the delta H will also change. So that is the important thing. You cannot say just water without saying that it is solid, liquid or gas. You have to say solid, liquid or gas. So these 4 points are important to understand to solve the problems. Now let's come one example. We solve this problem. So in this problem, this is a Bombardier Beetle. It is defense mechanism. In the defense mechanism, this small bee have in his tail some glands. This produce the hydroquinone and hydrogen peroxide, and this some energy is produced. This is our question. This is to solve delta H, and this is the question here, delta H here. Okay, it is the question here. And in this example, interesting example. We don't need to multiply, we don't need to divide, we don't need to reverse any equation, we don't need to change any equation. Just this is equation 1, this is equation 1, and this is equation 2, and this is equation 3, and these are the delta H for all these 3 steps. Okay, and we call it delta H1. This is delta H1, 1, this is 1 here, delta, we make it, let it make it 1 and make it 2 and make it 3. So this will be delta H3, delta H2, sorry, and this is delta H3. Our general rule is all the sum total, but here this equation is giving that is, this is minus because of the data given here. 286 is minus, so this is minus, we don't change it here. Okay, and 94 is also in the negative form, as it is exothermic, so we don't change it here. This is the very simple example, and I told you this is our question here. This is the question to calculate here, and 3 steps are given. So this bombardier beetle have hydroquinone and hydrogen peroxide in her tail here, and this is the gland here they produce it, and then when some enemy comes near it, so it gives with high pressure and it produces the energy, very high energy, heat. So these 3 reactions take place. So when you make the total of these 3 reactions, this 1 2 3, make the total, so this hydrogen on the right side cancel by the hydrogen on the left side, this half oxygen on the right side cancel by the half oxygen on the left side, and then when you make the total of this 3 reactions, 3 equations, then this will be exactly equal to our question, this question. Okay, this hydroquinone, and this is hydrogen peroxide here, and this is water, this water will be there, the last thing 2 water, and this is here C6H4O2 here. Okay, so this is the easiest example. In this example we didn't change anything, we just make the sum total. The total of these 3 values gives the answer simply. We don't need to calculate anything, we don't need to change anything, we just make the total here and we get the answer. And this is exothermic because this answer is minus, so this is exothermic. Okay, this was example. This is another example of forming carbon to carbon monoxide. So he is giving you 2 equations. This is equation 1, and this is equation 2, and this is your question. This is delta H final. So suppose we say this is H1 and this is H2, step 1 and step 2. Okay, but here this is not balanced, so check how to check. See, suppose here this is 1 carbon, so this is also 1 carbon, so it is balanced, so no need to multiply, no need to divide, no need to reverse, this is same. But here they say here carbon monoxide is a product. As I told you, this is on the left side, so this is product. This is on the right side will be product, left side is reactant. But the carbon monoxide here, this is a reactant because this is on the left side, so this is reactant. Because of this reason we have to take this equation and make it reverse. But equation 1 will not change, so let me write this equation again. The carbon plus oxygen, equation 1, change to carbon dioxide, and delta H is equal to minus 393.5 kilojoule per mole. Second equation is reversed, so this will come first, carbon dioxide will come first, CO2 change to carbon monoxide plus half oxygen. Okay, so delta H is sign change. So minus 283 will become plus 283. Okay, and now this is balanced. So make the total. So carbon dioxide and carbon dioxide will be cancelled, and this half oxygen cancel by this one. This is one here. Okay, this is one. Let me write big one for you to understand. So half remove from one will come half. So equation will be carbon plus half oxygen change to carbon monoxide. So this equation is exactly equal to this your equation. It's completely equal to it. If it is equal means you are right. Your answer is correct. So the delta H will be equal to minus 110 kilojoule per mole. So simply just we reverse the equation number 2 in this case to calculate this delta H final. Okay, so now come to the proper exercise. This is the question here, and he is asking you here the delta H is equal to your question. So this is question. Okay, so if you look here, there again three questions are given, 3 steps are given. Carbon, graphite plus oxygen, carbon dioxide. This is the delta H1, and this is another equation delta H2, and third equation delta H3. These 3 equations are given here. So look the question. In this question here, this is the reactant and this is carbon. 2 carbons are here. Okay, and same here this carbon, but it is 1 carbon. Both are reactant. We don't need to reverse, but only the thing is that we have to multiply this equation, not this part complete. Look, complete part multiply by 2. So either you write the 2 here or 2 here. So let me write this is multiply by 2. So I will write it here 2 here, completely multiply by 2. And the hydrogen, this is here in the reactant, 1 hydrogen, and this hydrogen is also reactant and it is also 1. So no multiply, no divide, and no reverse, because both are reactant, both are same mole. Now you see this is acetylene C2H2. Okay, but and this is here in the product form, and this is only 1. So what to do? How to make it 1? We have to divide by 2. So divide by 2 means multiply by half, same thing. And this is a reactant, but in the question it is product, so we have to also reverse it. So let me write it R. R means we have to reverse it and divide by 2 also. So equation multiply by 2, equation 2 no need to change, equation 3 reverse and divide by 2. So let me solve this problem. Equation 1 is multiply by 2. So we say 2 carbon plus 2 oxygen change to carbon dioxide. We have to write it gas form, but I'm not writing because it is difficult to write here. So multiply by 2 means you multiply this number also multiply by 2, because whole equation is multiplying. So the answer will be here 787. So this will be minus 787 kilojoule per mole. Equation 2 is not changing, so we write as it is, hydrogen plus half oxygen change to water as a liquid, H2O, and the delta H will be minus 285.8 kilojoule per mole. Number 3, we have to do 2 steps. reverse also and divide by 2. So if you reverse, then you have to write this one first, the product will come first, and divide by 2. So 4 carbon dioxide will change into 2 carbon dioxide plus 1 water. It was 2 water, now it become 1 water because we divide by 2. And now we write the reactants in the right side to become product. So 2, this C2H2 become 1 C2H2, okay, acetylene, this is 1, plus 5 oxygen divided by 2, this will become 2 and half. 2 and half means 2.5 oxygen, okay. And delta H also we have to reverse. Reverse means it will become positive, and then divide by 2, and then divide by 2 means it will be equal to 2598.8. 2598.8, and let me write this kilojoule per mole. Now you can make the total, delta H1 plus delta H2 plus delta H3, because you balance all the thing. So this is a hit and trail method. You have to look the question, how, where to multiply, where to divide, where to reverse. This should be done in your mind, and then when you make the final, then you check this is, sorry, this is also 2 here, so this is also 2 because we multiply by 2. So this 2 carbon dioxide and 2 carbon dioxide cancel, okay, and this water and this water is cancel. This 2.5 oxygen and this total make 2.5 and oxygen is cancel by this 2.5 oxygen. So what left? 2 carbon plus hydrogen change to C2H2. Check it is equal to the question or no. So this our equation here is same, yes, 2 carbon plus 1 hydrogen change to acetylene. Yeah, this and this final equation is same. So now you can use the calculator and calculate your answer. It will be equal to 12.99 or no, 2 to 6, yeah. Or what have we done? Yes, wait, this is here 1 to 9 and 5. Yeah, sorry, this I didn't divide. So let it divide it here. It will be equal to 1 to 9.4. Sorry, I didn't divide before. So now you can divide it, so it change. So answer will be 266. Oh no. Answer will be 226.6 kilojoule. Oh, sorry, kilojoule per mole. So we forget to divide by 2 because you say this is here divide by 2. So you have to remember this. Numbers will be also divide, multiply and reverse. Okay. So now we go to the next exercise here. This is smaller. So here the question he is not writing here. So let me write the question here. So he says there carbon plus 2 sulfur change to carbon disulfide CS2 and the delta H is equal to question. Don't worry, in the exam the equation will be given, but here it is written in the language form. It says carbon disulfide is formed from the elements means carbon and sulfur. So and this equation 1, 2 and 3 are given here. So now we check, this is reactant, carbon is 1 and this also 1 and this also reactant, so we don't need to change the equation 1. But second equation, this is 2 sulfur, so 2 sulfur means we have to multiply by 2. So what we do, we take this equation in the bracket and multiply by 2, but remember to completely multiply till the number. Don't multiply only equation, multiply the delta H also. Now the equation 3 here, this is carbon disulfide, here this also 1 and this also 1, so no need to multiply, but this is here in the form of product and here it is in the form of reactant. So what we have to do, we have to just reverse it. So we are writing R means reverse, and complete equation will be reverse, means this sign will also change. Okay, so now let me write this equation again. Number 1 is not changing, anything not change, so carbon plus oxygen change to carbon dioxide, delta H is equal to minus 393.5 kilojoule per mole. Equation 2 is multiplied by 2, so it becomes 2 sulfur plus 2 oxygen change to 2 sulfur dioxide, and delta H will be equal to, because this is multiplied by 2, so this will be minus, so multiply by 2 means 592 minus 592.2 kilojoule per mole. Equation 3 we have to reverse means this will come first, this is product, this will come first, so carbon dioxide plus 2 sulfur dioxide, now come the reactants, carbon disulfide plus 3 oxygen, delta H will be, just change the sign, no multiply, no divide, just change the sign. For you I am writing the plus, you don't need to write the plus, for you I am writing the plus 1073.6, so kilojoule per mole. Now you can make the total, delta H1 plus delta H2 plus delta H3. So you see this carbon dioxide on the right side, carbon dioxide on the left side, sulfur dioxide on the left, sulfur dioxide on the right, both are to cancel. Okay, and this oxygen, 1 oxygen plus 2 oxygen, so total is 3 oxygen. Okay, this 3 oxygen cancel to this 3 oxygen on the right, okay, cancel. So what left? Carbon plus 2 sulfur change to carbon disulfide, carbon, let me write it again, carbon disulfide. So you see this equation is exactly equal to your question. This is the question. If these both equations are same, it means you are correct, your answer will be correct, inshallah. Okay, so the answer here is, if you calculate this by delta H by the calculator, will be equal to 87.8. yeah, it is given also 87.3 or 8, you have to check it. It is written here 87.8, but the answer is 3, so you check it, it is 3 or 8 yourself, check yourself please. Kilojoule per mole. Okay, I think 87.3. yeah, 87.3. So this you can check, it is easy now. Now we have to move to another formula to calculate the delta H. This was the first method. The another method is by the enthalpy of formation. Formation means to make anything. So when you make 1 mole of chemical, the energy required is called the enthalpy of formation, that is called standard heat of formation, and we write here delta HF. Before we were writing Rxn means the reaction. If it is formation, then it is same, reaction is same. Either you write only delta H, if you write the F means formation, if you write Rxn means reaction. 3 could be same. So here it is saying that when you make a compound from its element at 1 atmosphere pressure will not change. From the elements it will be called the heat of formation. This is all the explanation, and this is the general equation. A plus B change to C plus D. This is a complete reaction example, and C and D are product, and A and B are the reactant. So when you want to calculate the delta H, what you have to do, just make the total of delta F of the product minus delta F or all the reactants. This will be equal to the delta H for reaction. So this is the equation here. Now we will use this equation to solve the problem. But here also you have to learn some points, that for the element, delta HF for the element, you look here, I give, this is the example here, delta HF of all, most of the chemical compounds which you use in this module are given here. The values are given minus and plus. But if you see this is 0, this 0, and you see this 0, means these are the elements. In the natural state, it is not compound, so it will be 0. So this is given here. When you calculate for the element, this must be equal to 0. Suppose you say oxygen, O2. So O2 is a natural in the form, so it will be 0. Delta HF for the oxygen will be 0. But if you say this is ozone here. So if this is ozone, then it will be not 0, it will be 142. Okay. So same carbon, you said this is normal carbon as a graphite. This is same coal-like thing, and the delta HF for normal carbon is 0. But if it is allotropic form, that is diamond in Arabic you call mas, but so then there will be some change value. This you say you have to look the list, how much is the delta HF. So list is given here. If something is not given in the list and it means it is elemental form, then the delta HF will be 0. So other all delta HF will be given. If the delta HF is about for the element, it will be 0, and sometimes it is not given. So you have to remember that delta HF for all the element will be equal to 0. Otherwise this is just product minus reactants. So formula is very easy, just simple mathematics is there. You have to play with the numbers and make the total of the products and make the total of the reactants and make the difference minus. This is the answer, one step thing only, okay, and keeping in mind the element is 0. Now this value, this table will be given in the question. Okay, so this one example here, the thermite reaction. This is a welding process in which aluminium, pure aluminium is consumed and we make pure iron, but this is liquid. If you see this liquid, means it is molten iron. This will do the welding. So this is the chemical reaction for the welding. You are in mechanical, you will learn the process of welding in much detail there. But here I am telling you what is the chemistry of this reaction. So we have to calculate the delta H for this reaction here, delta H RXN. This is the question. This is the question here, okay. So you have to see here, this is aluminium. Aluminium is a solid here. Solid aluminium. Aluminium is solid in the natural form, and the value of aluminium is not given here, means it is 0. If you see in the total equation, there are 4 chemicals, 2 reactants and 2 products, and 3 values are given here. 4th value is missing. So 4th value is this aluminium pure, so it is 0. So these 4 values you have to just make product minus reactants. Your answer will be there, and problem is already solved there in your papers also. So you see this equation. This is the chemical equation. These are the reactants. Okay, in this reactants, the aluminium is 0. Aluminium is 0. So this is here. You see this aluminium, and this aluminium is become 0. This is 0 here. Okay. If you don't write here 0, no problem. No need to write. And this is called. This is the aluminum oxide and molten iron is the product. So you say product minus reactant. So this product will come first. This is aluminum oxide and the molten iron came first. Remember the balancing. This 2 must be there, 2 multiply by 2, and this 2 also multiply by 2, but it is 0, so multiply by 2 is not affecting. But remember this 2, so this 2 is here, this 2 is here, this 2 multiply. So just 3 values which are given, already given. The 4th value is 0. Just make the total of the product and make the total of the reactant and make the difference. This will give you the answer here. This will give you the answer. Okay, and the equation in the question he is asking you answer in the calculate the heat release in kilojoule per gram of aluminium. Per gram of aluminium. So we have to change this answer. This answer is kilojoule per mole. So we have to change it kilojoule per gram. So we see this here equation again, this is 2 mole of aluminium. So first we have to divide by 2. See, this is here 2, divide by 2 to make it 1 mole. And then we divide it by 27, because if you see the periodic table, molar mass of the aluminium is 27. So you divide by 27, it will change into gram. Mole will change into gram. So this is the answer. Because the formula, this formula, if you use this formula, so mole, if you want to make mole from any substance, so gram divided by molar mass. Molar mass comes from the periodic table. So this formula we have applied here to change into gram. Mole change into gram like this, and you can see this simple mathematics. So 2 more steps. First we change into 2 mole change into 1 mole, and then divide by 27 to make it gram. So this is the complete your module of 5. Up till there, all 5 module will be in the midterm exam. Okay.